Hello and welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be reviewing the anime I watched in the summer 2023 season. I've got my notes here, so let's get into it. Just a disclaimer, the anime I mention in this video are not in a particular order. I've decided not to rank them. First up, we've got Bungo Stray Dogs Season 5. First thought was that it doesn't seem like 2 minutes since Season 4 finished, but I thought the intro is so good, and Poe with his hair back in episode 1 had me like squealing. I was like, oh my god, he just looks great. And I literally screamed when Octagawa came on the screen. I'm kind of embarrassed to admit, to be honest. And then when he was gone the next episode, I was just like, what the hell? I was like, depressed as anything. I actually sobbed, to be fair. I was so sad. And next, I watched Horimiya, The Missing Pieces, and I was so happy when this was announced. I was so happy to see more of their story. I love them so much. They still, embarrassingly to admit again, make me squeal and tap my feet when they interact because they're just so adorable, honestly. And the Sports Day episode was by far one of my favourite episodes ever. It was just adorable seeing them interact and support each other the way they did, and I was just like, wow, it was lovely. Next, I watched Jobless Reincarnation Season 2. I honestly can't cope with seeing Rudy as so sad. It makes me cry, honestly. I hope he finds the happiness he deserves and is reunited with Eri soon. He's such a sweetheart and I love him, but I feel like it was just a step too far when he was praying to Roxy's pants in the blooming shrine thing, whatever it was. That was like just a step too far for me, but whatever helps him cope, I guess. Episode 3 was personally, for me, very cringy to watch, but it did almost make me cry, seeing Rudius cry. And Zenoba is just such a funny character. Ian Sinclair does an amazing job. Like, he's just an incredible voice actor. Next, I watched My Tiny Senpai, and I'm a sucker for romance animes that are set in an office, especially since watching Ice Sky and his cool female colleague, and I can relate to them myself because I have an office job. And all I wish though is that my office job was like that, because they just seem so fun, and mine is not fun, really. Oh, the first episode had me laughing so much with those massages, honestly. It was just hilarious. And the manager is my favourite character. He just portrays like how we all feel when we watch romance animes and the two love interests interact. And he's the perfect wingman and I love him. He is so funny. It's super cute when they both get flustered by each other, and Christmas episodes in romance animes are always the best. They just are. They're just top tier, like up there. Next, I watched Jujutsu Kaisen Season 2, and honestly, Gojo is just so good at doing like Jujutsu and whatever, but it's always really funny. Like, it's always just, I don't know, it just is really funny about it, and I don't know why. I don't know if that makes sense. And young Gojo and older Gojo are just as great as each other, so funny, and I love them both at the same amount, honestly. And then I watched The Devil is a Part-Timer Season 2 Part 2, and the show, honestly, to me, it's just utter chaos, but I love it. And Lucifer is just so witty for like no reason, honestly. He has me laughing like every episode. Episode 14 to me was an emotional roller coaster because I'm not ready for it to turn dark, because I'm enjoying just the happy-go-lucky chaos that they all cause in the human world, but I suppose it has to go that way at some point. I also watched Reborn as a Vending Machine because the title just fascinated me, and I was like, I have to find out what this is about, and I'm so glad I did. But what made me laugh was that he got killed by the vending machine that he became, which I thought was, I mean, I know I probably shouldn't laugh because he died, but it was funny to me. And also how that girl understands him sometimes is beyond me. I mean, I get that she'll understand yes and no, but when he like actually answers questions properly, I'm like, How do you even understand that? Like, I have no clue. But overall, it's a nice, wholesome anime, so I recommend. Next, I watched Sweet Reincarnation, and this, I feel like the beginning was very similar to Vending Machine because his greatest creation, sweet creation ever is what killed him, and I was just like, oh my god, what the hell? I tried so hard not to laugh because it's meant to be a sad scene, but you know, I did. Oh, and the thought difference between the father and the son makes me laugh because he's just thinking about, the son's just thinking about sweets, and the father's just thinking about fighting and saving the town, and it's just great. I did think though that it was going to be a wholesome anime about the character just making sweets and, you know, selling them to people, like making a sweet shop, and not all the fighting and pillaging. So I'm disappointed to that extent, but it's still a good anime and I enjoy the story. The next two are actually animes that I wasn't initially planning on watching this season, but I was sort of running out of things to watch, so I decided to pick them up. And the first one is Zom 100 Bucket List of the Dead. The first episode is probably one of the best first episodes of anime I've ever seen. But to be fair to him, he needed to just stop thinking about his job when there was a blooming zombie apocalypse going on around him. It's like, there's more important things to think about than your job. It was probably one of the best ways for him to resign and confess his feelings, but it was also very sad because his love interest was now a zombie and he would never have a chance to be with her. But it's also relatable to some degree because I say I don't want to go to work on like a weekly basis. The reason I picked it up though was because my boyfriend told me that he'd watched one episode and I felt betrayed, so I decided to watch it with him, and I'm glad I did, to be fair, it's so good. Oh, and as well, I can't believe we were told the backstories of 3 characters and then they were just killed off. But to be honest, I don't know what else I'd expect from an anime because that's just what happens. I don't know why I'd think any different, but while I was watching it, it did make me feel very depressed. And then last but not least, we've got The Great Cleric. When I first saw this on Crunchyroll, I thought that the main character looked cute, so I thought I'll have to give it a go and watch it because I just thought it looked adorable. And I'm so glad I did because the first episode was just absolutely hilarious, and I was hoping that the anime would live up to the chaos in the intro, and I can confirm that it does. It's great. But that's what I love about it. It's so good, it's so hilarious. They were all the anime I watched in the summer 2023 anime season. So on that note, I will thank you for watching and say goodbye.